Hello guys, and welcome to another round of tutorials. So as you may already have guessed, this is going to be about Motion Builder, and the reason for that is because I am working on some of the motion cap data sets that I created in Copenhagen Boulders recently. Now, also the reason why I'm doing this at this point is because I want to document and share some of the findings that I have and share these aha moments I get along the way so I don't forget it, and otherwise I'm afraid I might forget what I did and be too lazy to go back and do it over again. So let's get to it and see if I can guide you guys through some of the really cool features of Motion Builder. Okay, so I will be using this IPyMB UE4 template file that I made early on. If you haven't seen that video how I created that, I suggest you go check that out first if you're interested in that. But basically it has two characters in here. One is the IPy character where I import all the motion mocap data onto, and then I have my UE4 skeleton character, which is driven by the IPy character. So when I get the animation in, I get it in on the IPy character, and then I retarget it using the plotting here to the UE4 skeleton, and then I use basically the UE4 skeleton control rig to do all the work. Okay, so let's also import a motion file here. So I'm going to take a fairly simple one, which is a square idle, and has some different moves that I made on the wall. Let's just continue. It's just saying that it couldn't match everything. So here we have some of the motions that I did. And right now the IPy character is driving the UE4 skeleton as mentioned. So I'm going to plot everything to the control rig first. That means now my control rig has all the animation keys as well. So once it's done with that, I can select just any random joint here in the control rig and say, okay, my curves, check. We have some movement here. And it looks a little bit weird, but we have some movement. Okay. So the first thing about this is the calibration or the T-pose was done with me facing the front. Yeah. So since I then turn around 180 degrees and do all the action moves with my back facing the camera, I actually need to turn everything around in order not to get into trouble when I bring this into Unreal Engine. So that's the first step I'm gonna take you guys through how to do that. Okay, so there are probably a number of ways to do it, but what I do prefer is to use the story tool for this. So insert a character animation track and select your UE4 skeleton character and then insert this current take here. So once you have that selected, you can select the take, and then you can select the show hide ghost, and that means that you can rotate everything. Now this little section down here says that it has 0, 0, 0 rotation, and same for it has a little bit z-axis actually, but that means you can just enter in a value here. In this case it's pretty easy, so that's just typed in 180, and that means that now he is turned 180 degrees, and you can see the mirror of this in the background here. So well, it's basically actually not a mirror, but you know. Okay. So what I also like to do when I work with this is to recenter the character a little bit. It doesn't really, I really don't need to do this, but I like to do it anyway. I'm not going to worry too much about where it is for now, but because eventually I'm going to reconstruct the relation to the root, so it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Anyway, so what I do after this point here is to take this and plot this all the way back to my control rig. So that means now that my control rig has all these rotated data onto it, and I can turn off the story here. Now this one I don't really need anymore. I don't want to see it. I will maybe use it when I import more data, so I'm just going to hide it away for now. So I'm going to select that here and select branches and create a group for that and go to the groups and hide it. Okay, so now I only have that part here. Okay, so that took part of care of the part where I have the correct orientation for my character. The next thing I'm gonna take a look at here is actually I'm gonna break this up into smaller bits, I think. So the next thing we're going to take a look at is how to isolate smaller bits here and make smaller clips and talk about naming and stuff. That's going to be really helpful. So yeah, stay tuned for the next video and see you.